So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the renewal assessment portion. Okay, the renewal assessment portion. And this is kind of where all the work that has been done and put into the property, as far as even the lease management goes, this is kind of where it all culminates, okay? The renewal assessment. So will your tenant renew? Are they interested in renewing? And are you interested in renewing with them? Okay, so a lot of times, different companies and landlords stop at the question of, would your resident like to renew with you as the landlord? But one of the things that we love to ask, not only would they like to renew, which we find very important, and we like to also find out details. So if they don't renew, what are the circumstances around them not renewing? Because one of the things that we also pride ourselves in is really matching people with the property. And that's another reason why we find out your overall goals, so we can make sure, when possible, to find a resident that also matches those same goals. So usually if they're not renewing at the property or they don't wish to renew, we like to find out what are the circumstances surrounding that and see if that was anything that could be prevented for the next time around, or whatever the case may be. Okay, but beyond that question is, would you like to renew with your resident? Okay, and with the documentation and communication that we've worked so hard for all the way up until this point, we're able to kind of give you a moment to step back and really answer that question with honesty. Okay, so at the point of renewal assessment, we do something for you kind of in a grouping. We give you kind of this package deal. Okay, so one of the things we look at is the resident scorecard. Okay, and with that resident scorecard, we're looking at their payments. We're looking at how many times, they've had bad payments, meaning they had insufficient funds or something of that nature. We're looking at how many notices we've had to actually post at their property. How many lease violations have they had at this property? We're looking at the amount of their maintenance requests, and it's not their fault if something is wrong at the property, but what we're more or less looking at is how many maintenance requests we received from resident negligence. Okay, and that's something that is very important to focus on as well. So we're looking at all of those things for you. We're looking to see, if a part of those lease violations, if they had unapproved pets, or if they do have pets that you approved, if they've caused damage at the property. What is the overall quality of that particular resident? Okay, so that's the resident scorecard. We'll give you kind of a summary of that information. The other thing that we do on your behalf is we get you an updated comparative market analysis. Okay, we do know that the market fluctuates each and every year. So one of the things we want to make sure, again, in protecting your overall profit, is that we are always at the best market rates. Okay, so for your particular resident, we want to see if the market has increased, and if it has, by how much, and if it's worth, increasing their rental rate. If so, we absolutely will. If not, we actually walk you through that process, and why not? Okay, because it doesn't always call for an automatic increase. And the reason being is we actually allow you and walk you through how it looks with vacancy periods, how much you have to pay again, in fees and those sort of things, and what that adds up to in comparison to renewing with your resident. So we do that comparative market analysis for you again as a part of this renewal assessment, so you can really take a look at your financial situation for your income property again. Okay, the other thing that we look at for you is a sales CMA, or sales comparative market analysis. Based on your previous goals that you've told us in the consultation, if you are only looking to lease your property for about a year or two until the market gets better, supports the sales price that you want it to get for your property, then we actually complete a sales comparative market analysis for you as well, so you can see how much that part of the market has changed, to see if your plans or your goals have changed for your property. Okay, and the last thing that we do as well is we're taking a look at your insurance rates. Now that seems like something small, but we look at big and small. Okay, so if you would like to, we give you the opportunity at that time as well to just reevaluate your insurance rates. You always want to make sure, especially having to have the landlord insurance for your home, you want to make sure it's the best. Okay, that you're always getting the best rates for that. So you take a look at that. So that's kind of the package that we look at during that renewal assessment, so you can answer the question of if you want to renew with your resident. Not only do they want to renew with you, okay, and it's always very important, and then we take that and we do a clear view for you of what it looks like in renewing with this particular resident. Okay, so we hope all of that information kind of helps in knowing what that breakdown really looks like and not making such a snappy decision. I've seen some landlords make a decision and say, yes, I want to renew with this resident, and in looking at all of the details, they actually wound up losing hundreds of dollars more by renewing with that particular resident than just putting it back on the market. Okay, so those are things that we take a look at for you. But again, if you have any other questions or comments regarding that, feel free to reach out to us. But it is looking beyond if they want to renew with you. We always ask the question, would you like to renew with them? Is it most profitable to renew with them? Okay, so we'll see you soon.